Hey you guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm the Shredder, and today we're talking about how a Surfskate can both improve your surfing and also ways that it can make it worse. So thousands and thousands of people in the last 10 years have taken up this thing known as surf skating. This is my favorite surf skate. It's a Carver CX Mayhem Rad Ripper, and I've got some aftermarket wheels on it that are nice and soft that make it really simulate on-rail surfing. So you see a lot of people surf skating now that you didn't see surf skating 10 years ago. My testimony to this is straight up. Like, when I started surf skating, no one was surf skating. I don't want to say no one, but barely anyone was surf skating. And people laughed at me. People were like, that shit's stupid, you know, like, you can't ride that in the skate park. That's not gonna make your surfing better. But over the last 10 years, it has drastically improved my surfing. And it's also allowed me to practice surfing when there's no waves. And as someone who's lived in Florida for most of my life, I can attest to the fact that most of the time there are no waves. So having a training tool like a Surfskate has been crucial to improving my surfing, especially as we go through these like 2 and 3 week long flat spells in Florida. But I will tell you that I've actually seen people get on a surf skate and actually have their bad habits in surfing not corrected. In fact, having them amplified or even made worse by riding a surf skate. And we're going to talk about why that is and how that is, how you can avoid that, and the things that you can do to actually improve your surfing. So stay tuned to the end of the video, and yeah, maybe you'll learn something that might help you improve your surfing long term. So, to really understand how a surf skate is going to either improve your surfing or make it worse, you need to understand that a surf skate has a lot of similarities to a surfboard and is in a lot of ways not even really like a normal skateboard. This surf skate is very directional. The reason I ride a directional surf skate as opposed to a traditional deck is because a traditional deck has a lot more concave to it. It has a lot more nose to it, where the nose flips up in front of the bolts. And when you have a nose that flips up in front of the bolts, it tends to lead to some bad habits that will make you fall in surfing. And also, all the concave is very much dissimilar to what you're gonna feel when you're surfing. Most of your surfboards are not gonna have a concave deck. They're gonna be more flat. Even some of them might even be convex. Okay, like dome, think of like a domed surfboard. And if you're riding a surf skate that's always got that concave, you get used to like the catch of that concave, especially when you're re-entering, like when you go up and you re-enter into a ramp. And so what that's gonna cause to happen is you to be way more front-footed than you really need to be on a surfboard. And that's why I ride a directional surf skate, because yeah, it doesn't allow me to do the crazy pop maneuvers that you would catch with your front foot on a normal skateboard, but it does feel more similar to a real surfboard during transition. Okay? The other thing that you're gonna notice about a surf skate as opposed to like a regular skateboard is you can see the front truck is pointing in the different direction, and the front truck is gonna flex like this on a surf skate, which allows you to simulate that feeling of being on rail on a surfboard. And that's a feeling that you're not gonna get on a regular skateboard. You can still work on your balance on a regular skateboard, but you're not really gonna be able to pivot super hard over the board and flex onto the rail and hold that rail through a turn. Okay, another added benefit of having the Surfskate front truck is that it allows you to pump, right? And when you pump, you can gain speed just by wiggling. But the problem is, and this is really where a lot of really bad habits are formed on a Surfskate, because you'll hear of people talking about the wiggle. And the wiggle is literally the worst thing you can do on a Surfskate for your surfing. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so all surfboards have fins. If you look here at this twin fin, the surfboard is shaped so that the water moves under the deck and through the fins. So literally all the drive and all the speed that you're gonna get on a surfboard is gonna come from the fins pushing water through the back of the board, which allows you to generate speed and momentum. So what a lot of people don't understand about pumping on a surfboard is that when you pump on a surfboard, it's actually generated from the fins. And what the fins on a surfboard are similar to on a Surfskate are not the front truck, but the back truck. So, how do fins on a surfboard equate to your trucks on your skateboard, especially your Surfskate? The front truck, it flexes in a different way than the back truck, okay? This is what allows you to do the quote unquote wiggle. But when you're doing the wiggle, what you're doing is you're not pressuring this back truck. The back truck is your fins, effectively, okay? It's the part of the skateboard that stays stuck to whatever surface you're on, no matter what surface you're on, okay? By contrast, the front truck, especially if you're tilting and flexing into a turn, the front truck might become unstuck, okay? This is very similar to a surfboard, but when you are using the wiggle, which is effectively generating speed off the front of your trucks, off your front truck, it's like trying to surf a surfboard, generating speed from the nose instead of the tail of the board. And the nose of the surfboard doesn't have any fins. So no matter what, the nose of the surfboard will always create drag, and the fins of the surfboard will always generate speed, and only sometimes, when you lean too far back, create drag. So how does this translate? Well, first I'm gonna wiggle, and then I'm gonna pump, okay? So first I'm gonna generate the wiggle. That's the wiggle. And if you watch someone surfing, it never looks anything like the wiggle. Unless, of course, there's someone who learned how to surf skate before they learned to surf, or maybe if they're a snowboarder, because the wiggle is a lot more like generating speed off your front foot, like if you're riding a snowboard. Now, this is what actually pumping looks like, which is more similar to what you would do on a surfboard, which is kind of using the fins or the back truck and moving them side to side in a powerful, smooth motion, almost like a fish slaps its tail. So did you notice the difference between the wiggle and an actual Surfskate pump? And so this is one of the main areas that you're gonna handicap your surfing riding a Surfskate, or that you're gonna improve your surfing riding a Surfskate. If you're doing the wiggle, you're gonna create bad habits that are gonna affect your muscle memory, but are gonna create those same bad habits in the ocean when you're on your surfboard. And if you're actually pumping, if you're pushing on the tail, if you're pushing water through the fins, you're gonna also create that same good habit that's gonna help you generate more speed on a surfboard.